Good morning, parents. My name is Marisol Castrita, Director of Early Childhood Programs. Very happy to be here with you today. I have some important information in regards to our pre-K full-day programs here in HISD. Next. So to begin, I want to share with you that we offered full-day pre-K programs for 3 and 4-year-olds. And we have 8 early childhood centers that specialize in early childhood education. In addition to that, we have 158 elementary campuses that also offer those full-day programs. And within those campuses, we have different types of programs that we offered. And so you can choose from your traditional English program, bilingual, ESL. Also, you can choose dual language and different languages, Montessori, and we also have special education for you. So these are the options that you have. Next. And I also want to share with you a little bit about the importance of attending pre-K. So we've been following research for a decade or so, and research has shown us that all those students that do attend pre-K have much greater advantages, not just in their academic life, also in their social and also in their future. And so some of these key points are important for us to consider as we decide if you want to enroll in pre-K. So one thing I want to share is that when students do attend pre-K, research tells us that they're more likely to start kinder more prepared, and they also score higher reading and math test scores in the upper grades. In terms of the social development, students that attend pre-K have better attendance throughout their academic life. They also have fewer behavior problems and are able to make friends easier. And thinking about the future, research tells us that when students attend pre-K, they're more likely to graduate high school, earn higher wages, be full-time employed versus those students that do not attend pre-K. So things to consider as you're enrolling your child in pre-K. Next. You may wonder, what do the children do in a pre-K classroom the whole day? So yes, we have our full day programs from 7:30 to 3 o'clock. And within that time, our children are engaging in various activities that are fun, that are engaging, and that are meaningful. And so we use a purposeful play a philosophy where we make sure that our students are learning their letters, their letter sounds. They're able to learn vocabulary, oral language. We are making sure that they are using the fine motor skills and developing those skills by writing letters, sometimes their name, their last name. They also write numbers. And they also do a variety of other activities in terms of fine arts, science, physical development, and such. Next. So once you have selected a school you want to apply for and you know which program you want for your child, please know that we have an attendance policy for all of our students, pre-K through 12. We want to make sure that all of our students are in school every day. And so here's some pieces of research that I want to share with you in terms of the attendance. And so research tells us that when the students are missing a lot of days in the earlier grades, kinder, first grade pre-K, they typically struggle later on academically, especially they might have trouble with mastering reading. And we know that, reading is the gateway to all of the content. So it's highly important that, they build a good habit at a very early age in terms of attendance. And also another thing that I want to mention is that studies tell us that when the children are in middle and high school, when they have chronic absenteeism, that's one of the warning signs that a student can potentially drop out of school. And we definitely want to do the opposite. We want to make sure that our children are in school every day and they're learning and they're successful and they're really happy with everything that they're learning in school. Next. So you may wonder how do I know if my child is eligible to come to HISD for one of the full day pre-K programs. So really important, we follow the TEA guidelines. And so the two most important things that you should know is that in order to apply, your child has to be 3 or 4 years of age by September 1st, and they have to live within the HISD boundaries. And below, as you can see on this slide, it says that they must meet one of the following criteria in order to apply for the full day program. So we have 7 different criteria. One of the most common one is the first one, which is the child's unable to speak or comprehend English. And so for that, we administer at the school, we administer a short, simple test, and then that will determine if the child will be eligible for the full day program under that criteria. Another common criteria is the economically disadvantaged criteria, and we have an income chart. So if you meet the income level there, that automatically gets you into the full day program. And of course, as I said, there's other criteria there that you can also meet in order to apply for the free day program. But I would also like to mention that if your child does not meet one of the criteria, we also offered tuition-based programs here in HISD. So the children can potentially be in the same classroom with the other pre-K kids, but you would have a very low monthly fee for the tuition-based program. And so that information is available in our pre-K website, and I will share that with you in a couple of slides. Next.
Greetings, my name is Justin Fuentes. I'm the Executive Director from the Office of School Choice. Here to finish out the presentation today with a couple more slides. First off is required documents. We need to ensure that your child is of the right age. So number one, we do need a copy of your child's birth certificate. We also need a copy of your child's immunization record because of state law. Texas state law requires that we collect that. Proof of address, a good example of that would be a utility bill dated within 30 days. Proof of income, which could be current pay stub, tax return, TANF or SNAP eligibility letter. And then of course we need a photocopy of a parent ID. Even if that is an expired ID, that is still acceptable as long as it's state ID or something to that effect. Next. Helpful websites, of course. We want to make sure that you guys understand all of your options in HISD, including pre-K. Pre-K, we have a wealth of pre-K options across our district. Number one, first off, you want to find a school. You will want to see what's near you, right? We want you to use that Find a School opportunity, which is www.houstonisd.org/find-a-school. Next is just our regular pre-K webpage, right? We want you guys to look at pre-K, a little bit of what Ms. Castruita talked about. We'll share about curriculum and different programs. That is houstonisd.org/pre-K, P-R-E-K. Next, of course, is school choice. That would be houstonisd.org/school choice, or you can visit us at choosehisd.org as well. Here you can see the different types of programs that we have, going from pre-K all the way to high school and beyond. Supporting emergent bilingual students, of course, we also want to make sure we're supporting students that need us most. So if you are looking for information on bilingual programs, please click on Supporting Emergent Bilingual Students or do a search for HISD Multilingual Services. Next, please. Timelines are very important because we want you to have the best opportunity to get in the program that you want. In this application process for pre-kindergarten, we have 2 phases. Our first phase goes through March 10th. Yes, that is coming up close, guys. That is coming up close. March 10th is for phase 1, and that is for any applicant for pre-kindergarten. Now, what happens though is a little bit different. We do have to separate our groups. Texas state law requires that we serve what are called TEA eligible students first. So we do a TEA eligible lottery, and then we separate students that are not eligible according to TEA laws into a tuition-based lottery. So we have 2 lotteries that go first. We offer seats up front to our TEA eligible students. And then after a couple weeks, once they have an opportunity to secure their seats, then we start going down our list to our other students that are not eligible according to TEA. Phase two starts the next day, March 11th. If you apply after March 10th, you will not be considered in the phase 1 lotteries. Again, if you apply March 11th or after, you will be considered for a spot in HISD Prekindergarten, but it'll just be on a space available and first come, first served basis. Again, the phase 1 students who applied early between September 10th and March 10th get served earlier. And then we go to our phase 2 students for those who applied on March 11th or after on a first come, first served basis. There is no lottery during phase 2. And again, it is depending on space availability at the school that you're applying to. Next, please. A little more detail on our application dates and notifications. Number 1, like we talked about, September 10th was the first day to apply. March 10th, like we said, is the end of phase 1, but that does not end your chances, parents. Don't give up, okay? March 10th, we again end phase 1. During the next couple weeks after that, we run lotteries, and we make sure that we're identifying students as eligible or not. On April 7th will be the notification day. That'll be our first notification day for pre-kindergarten. That'll be for our pre-K families that are TEA eligible. So again, I want to repeat that. On April 7th, we will only be notifying student families that are TEA eligible and for pre-K 4. Like I said, the state of Texas requires that we give them an opportunity to secure seats first. Those families that are TEA eligible pre-K 4 then have 2 weeks to secure their seats. That's to either go to their school or get with their school online to make sure that documentation is delivered. Like we talked about documentation earlier, that would be your proof of residence, that will be your birth certificate. Those documents are very important to us. After that date, that'll be on April 21st. Schools will then start offering seats to our tuition-based pre-K 4 families, again, if there's space available. And after they offer to our tuition-based pre-K 4 families, they will offer to our TEA eligible pre-K 3 families. Again, these will all go in order of the wait list. If those families from phase 1 have secured their seats and there is still space available, we will then go to phase 2 in order of submission date. So again, in order. After that, on April 21st, if the school calls you, make sure you're being timely. You will have 48 hours to secure that seat. Next, please. All right, we'd like to thank you very much for visiting with us today about pre-kindergarten. Thank you again, Justin Fuentes from the Office of School Choice, my colleague Marisol Gascuita from the Office of Early Childhood. Please choose HISD. We are here to serve you and serve our community and make Houston great. Thank you.